Hey guys, it's Julie Spencer, author of the Buxton Peak series. We are halfway through chapter 2 of Buxton Peak Book 2, Center Stage. And Megan has just gotten to Paris and she's in a taxi right now, and the taxi driver has helped her find Rhonda, or what hospital Rhonda is in. And Megan's phone is dead, and she used the taxi driver's phone to call her husband, Ian, who did not answer the phone. Ian's manager answered the phone. So this is the first time that Megan has talked to Ian, and he's so excited that she's in Paris. And she says, "Ian Taylor, this isn't about you or me. I don't want to see your face unless it's at the hospital. It's just a few blocks away from your hotel. Now get Kai and meet me there." Meet me there. She hung up the phone in exasperation and almost threw it back at the driver. He dropped her off at the hospital, and she tipped him handsomely for all his help before racing in the door. After pleading with 3 people, she found someone who spoke English, and they helped her find Rhonda's room. Megan had never been so thankful to see another person alive before. Rhonda actually looked better than she had envisioned, sitting up in bed with an IV in her arm, eating ice chips. Megan broke down in sobs as she slumped into the chair beside her friend's bed. She hadn't slept in at least 26 hours and wasn't sure when she'd have another chance. The release of tears was almost as therapeutic. "I'm so sorry, Megan." Rhonda was comforting her. Megan should have been able to hold it together so that she could comfort her friend. She tried to sit up and dry her eyes. "Are you really okay?" "I am now." Rhonda held up her arm with the IV and shrugged. So much had changed. Rhonda was barely the same person she was back at college. She'd lost weight. Her eyes were sad and tired. Megan could see remorse in her eyes. "Things aren't the same without you," Megan said. "Will you come back to school? You've only got a few more classes left to finish your degree." "I'm not sure that's ever going to happen now." Rhonda looked toward the window. "Life throws us in strange directions sometimes. You know I don't agree with some of the choices you've made these past 2 months, but you'll always be my best friend, and I'll always care for you." "I think you just proved that by flying halfway across the world." Rhonda put her hand on Megan's. Her voice lowered and tears formed in the corners of her eyes. "I can't express to you enough how much that means to me." Megan reached up and hugged Rhonda, compassion filling her heart. When she sat back down, Rhonda's countenance had changed. She fidgeted with her gown and bit her lower lip. "There's more I need to tell you, and it's not good." The group of guys by the nurses' station stood out from normal hospital visitors. 4 incredibly handsome British guys, 2 bodyguards, and 1 usually responsible manager trying to translate something so they could understand. Hospital staff wasn't letting them pass the desk. It would have been easy and normal to race into Ian's arms, but Megan walked straight over to the other side of the group. She reached out with all the strength in her right arm and slapped Gary Owens as hard as she could. "You knew she was sick, and you were giving her pot. What the hell were you thinking?" The guys were silent for a few seconds until Kai spoke up. "What are you talking about?" Kai looked back and forth between Megan and Gary. The hurt on Gary's face seemed more from guilt than from the red mark that was growing more prominent by the second. "And you," Megan turned to Kai, forcing him to back up as she came after him. "You should have been protecting her. How could you have not known she was sick? Doesn't she mean anything to you? Or was she just another groupie following you around?" She still had yet to look at Ian, but suddenly he was behind her, trying to wrap his arms around her. She shook him off and glared at him before turning back to Kai. Kai scrunched up his shoulders and cringed away from her slightly. "I mean, we like each other and all. We don't have the kind of connection you two have, but we have a lot of fun together." He looked at Ian and back at Megan, not sure what else to say. "Yeah?" Megan ground her fingernails into her palms. "Well, you're going to be having a lot of fun together for about the next 18 years or so, because in about 7 months, you're going to be a dad." "What?" Kai backed against the counter at the nurse's station, looking numb and frightened. This didn't look like a man who was ready or willing to take on the responsibilities of fatherhood. He slid down the wall to the floor. "Rhonda's pregnant?" Ian asked. Megan shook her head. turned on her heels and walked back towards Rhonda's room. Ian quickly followed her. Okay, that is the end of chapter 2, and we'll go on to the next video, and we will get into chapter 3 of Buxton Peak Book 2, which is an international scandal. If you like this video series, I'd love it if you would give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe to my channel and share it on social media. And we'll see you in the next video.